shooting up schools for attention. I mean, honestly, just hearing that title, I mean, like, what are we doing, bro, as a society? Is society so cooked that we're shooting up schools for attention? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this is the most degenerate shit I've ever heard, bro. Like, if you want attention, bro, I mean, I don't know, bro. I feel like some people are like a lost cause. You know what I mean?
Thing you've ever done for attention. For me, it was probably starting this YouTube channel. But some people do something much worse. Like, say, for an example, shooting up their school. People shooting up schools for attention is sadly nothing new. This has been happening since Columbine in 1999. They wanted to be on national television and have a fan base dedicated to loving them, and they got that. As Dylan Klebold said himself.
For what though?
I know we're going to have followers because we're so fucking godlike, but nowadays
you're not though. You're not though.
It's a totally different landscape than it was in 1999. Kids aren't doing it to be on CNN or Fox News. They're doing it for the TikTok edits, the memes, the fan art, to have mentally ill 16-year-old girls crushing on them. In every recent school
bro. Y'all are some fucking cornballs,
shooting,
bro.
Every one of the shooters crafts a public persona, knowing they will have a fan base, and every aspect of their life would be looked into and made public. Almost all of them have a manifesto or a diary. They only show certain pictures they want the public to see of them, so people will think they look cool or attractive. To them, this is their chance to write themselves into the school shooter canon. Their one chance to be amongst their idols, like the Columbine shooters or Adam.
Yeah, I heard like some of these like school shooters, like the people, not even school, just mass shooters. They like, there was one guy, you know, one thing that all, by the way, just letting you guys know, one thing all school shooters have in common, they're Nazis. They believe that Nazi alt-right, that's what they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much all of them are, right? It's not that they're black. It's not that they're all white. It's not that they're transgender. It's not none of that shit. One thing they all have in common, they are all neo-Nazis, gang. It is that simple, okay? That is the only common thing about mass shooters. They are insane, okay? But like, I've seen, there was one guy, he killed like a bunch of people. They have high score counts. Like these people, like they have like a high score of like, oh, that person did that many. Oh, I'm gonna break that limit. I'm gonna try to reach for that. Like that's how they think, bro.
Lanza. They want a piece of that TCC pie. So today, I'm going to be looking at a few school shooters that I think perfectly showcase this. Salvador Ramos, the perpetrator of the Uvalde shooting. On May 24th, 2022, after an argument with his grandmother, he would shoot her in the face before driving to Robb Elementary School. There, he would walk into a classroom and kill 19 children and 2 teachers over the course of 77 minutes. If you know anything about this shooting, it's probably the utter incompetence of the police officers, literally standing outside the classroom for 77 minutes, listening to him slaughter kids.
Anybody who was there supposed to go and stop him, bro, you need to get fired, bro. You need to resign, bro. Honestly, you sat there for 77 minutes. I get it. The nigga has an AR-15, probably fully fucking loaded. I get that. You want to go home to your family. But you, like, I don't...
Probably playing fucking Temple Run on their phones. I think this perfectly illustrates how horrible the cops were. The cops said, "Yell if you need help," and one of the persons in my class said help. The shooter overheard, and he came in and shot her.
This shit pissing me off, bro.
That cop was so stupid, it's almost like a comedy sketch. It would be funny if their incompetence didn't kill real children. During the shooting,
like, why would you yell help? I'm not talking about the kids. I'm sorry. That's fucked up. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. R.I.P. to that little girl, bruh. You didn't deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? Is this a grown-ass man, by the way? Is this a grown-ass man, by the way? Anyways, you are a cop. Why are you telling the kids to yell? Like, you're just giving them the fucking location.
Salvador would taunt the students and teachers and write LOL with the blood of children on the whiteboard. I seriously hate this guy so much. He reminds me a lot of that pretending to be crazy video. He wants to
Oh, I saw that video. Oh my gosh, bro.
be seen as some heartless, evil psychopath, and you can't let him be portrayed as that. That's what he wants. That's why he did the shooting. He wants the attention. He wants to be the bad guy. I think this picture of him totally showcases this. This is how he wants to be portrayed.
He's probably a looks maxer.
He's sucking in his cheeks. He's doing some e-boy pose. He's flexing his
He loves clavicular.
neck muscles. This isn't what he actually looked like. This is what he looked like. And unless he's Michael Jackson, he edited his skin to be whiter. He edits his skin to be white in every single photo he takes of himself.
It's alt-right shit. It's alt-right culture. You know what I mean? Like, no, one thing I noticed was some of these like mass shooters, bro. Like, you know, even like we all, and like I said, they're neo-Nazis. That's what they all have in common. It's not because they're transgender. It's not because they're white. Yeah, is it more common that white kids commit more mass shootings and shit like this? Fuck yeah, yeah, hell yeah. That's just what it is. But it's like, even like the Hispanics and black people that do it, they always fall into the alt-right pipeline, bro. And then they turn into some shit like this. And then they hate themselves, bro. And because they hate themselves, same thing with just all school shooters, right? Like, they hate themselves, and so they put it out into the world. Their anger and frustration out to the world, bro.
This photo is basically unrecognizable as him. It's the photo he'd used to groom girls online. He also set it
See, that's what I be talking about, bro. You a fucking weirdo.
as his phone wallpaper. How pathetic and narcissistic do you have to be to do that? Let's take a look at his internet activity before the shooting. The social media he'd frequent the most was Yubo, which is commonly described as Tinder for kids. That sounds like a really bad idea.
Y'all got Tinder for kids, bro?
His username on there was the biggest op, and he'd spend most of his time
Oh my god, he's so fucking... Oh my...
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your
What you talking about, bro?
harassing little girls. Hi Blank, are you going to ask me how I got your number? Answer me. You're going to regret not doing what I say. Biggest op here. You can tell he thought he was so cool and sinister for doing this, but the girl just didn't respond.
Man, that is sinister.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Is what that is.
He sent those messages to an underage girl because she was ignoring him. Hey, I'd worship you. Want me to?
Oh my god, 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 oh
You
my
a
god, oh my
celebrity
god.
now? Go jump off a bridge.
Oh my
if
god,
we just
oh my
released
god, oh my
embarrassing
god.
stuff about every school shooter,
Oh my god,
we'd have a
oh my
lot
god.
less of them. I promise you that. Leak their search history and their embarrassing messages with women. There's actually a lot of screenshots of him being rejected by women. You're my new obsession. We should hang out. Where you at? I'll be in San Antonio in a few weeks. Why? What do you mean why? I'm gonna go there soon. Okay. So what are we gonna do? I'm bored. Anything fun over there? No. I think me and you would be so good together. I don't take no as an answer. I'll see you soon. I don't know how. You look like. So this is awkward. I'm already 18, but I'll tell you in 3 hours. What? Yeah, what about it? Turned 18 May 16th, but I have something to tell you. Okay. Bet. I'll tell you soon. Okay. Go. Ugh, you're annoying me. There's no point. Trust me, not right now. Before 11 I will. Something that Salvador
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
loved to do was to say something like, I have something to tell you, but then he just wouldn't say what it was. This is something annoying children do. He was really hoping they'd be like, no, please tell me. But everyone he did this to just didn't care. Fun fact, did you know he was bullied throughout middle and high school because he'd goon in the middle of class? He recounted the
What?
bullying in more detail in another note. I have been bullied / harassed my entire school career.
Man, shut the fuck up, nigga, with all that shit, bro. Boss the fuck up, nigga.
Slapped with the German.
Nah, actually, though, like, if you actually get bullied, though, I'm sorry, bro.
Tripped, punched, picked on, pushed down the stairs. I was getting bullied because I started beating my dick in 7th grade. Have you considered not?
Bro.
beating your dick in the middle of class. I mean,
right? Bro, what?
I don't support bullying at all, but
I mean, it's one thing if you beat your dick at 7th grade and you're at home. Like, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, you beat your dick, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? But, like, you a grown-ass.
what did you expect? He was such a total edgelord on Yubo. Everyone knew him as that school shooter guy. He'd randomly show people videos of him killing and abusing cats. Constantly post pictures.
Ooh. That is a red flag. That is a red flag. You're killing cats. You're killing animals. Yeah. Oh my God,
of
bro.
guns and threatened to rape and murder people.
Bro,
I guess
what?
everyone his word deserves to get raped then. I guess.
No, just you, buddy.
He'd get banned a few times, but would just
You said no, just you, buddy.
make another account. He'd also claim to have scars on his face from
And he took it out on little ass kids too, bruh.
cutting it. Corpse husband ass. On March 14th, he'd post 10 more days on Instagram. When one of his friends asked if he was gonna shoot up a school, he responded, "No, stop asking dumb questions. You'll see." Something that really stands out to me is how it seems like everyone around him was just so sick of how edgy and attention-seeking he was. Take this as an example, when he randomly sent his gun purchase receipts to someone. Guns are boring. No, this guy did not.
Bro, I have bought multiple guns and not once ever in my fucking life have I sat there and I'm like, you know what? I want to send my gun receipts to people. Like, gang. I'll just say, hey, yeah, I got an AR-15. And that's it. You don't need to say nothing else or do nothing else.
Not give a shit. A few days before his attack, he would begin harassing a girl on Instagram, begging her to repost his gun pics. Hey, you gonna repost my gun pics? What?
What?
What your guns gotta do with me? Just wanted to tag you. I'm so
What? Gang? Bro, what?
confused. But why? I don't know. Be grateful I tagged you. No, it's just scary for
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I know it's gonna sound crazy to me to say this. I am a pro-gun guy, I'll admit. But I don't think people should be allowed to buy guns until you're 21, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. The fact that you could just turn 18, buy a gun like that, or at least create extra steps. I know, like, some people are gonna be like, Xavier, it's not gonna solve the problem and that kind of stuff. But like, you gotta take like a psychological test, bruh. Like, you gotta take a test, bruh. Like, they gotta do a background check on your social media or some shit like that.
For
bruh.
real. How? I barely know you, and you tagged me in a picture with some guns? Ugh, I guess. Hey, hello? I'm about to. I'll text you in an hour. Okay. But you have
Oh
to
my
respond. I got a
God.
little secret I want to tell you. I might be taking a nap because I'm really sick, but if I'm awake, I will. Bet. I might
I'm gonna go back. What did she
tell
say?
you. I might be taking a nap.
I might be taking a nap because I'm really sick, but if I'm awake, I will. She don't want to talk to your ass, bro. If you don't get the fuck on. Bet. She's like, bet. She's like, I ain't never gonna respond.
Because I'm really sick, but if I'm awake, I will. Bet. I'm
She ain't
out.
sick.
What? Hi. This guy is physically incapable of having a normal conversation with a woman. Why would a random girl you don't know repost pictures of your guns? The day of his massacre, he texts a 15-year-old girl from Germany. I'ma tell you right now, hold on. Waiting for this bitch. I'ma do something to her right now. Oh my god. She's on the phone with AT&T about my phone. It's annoying. Crying emoji. What? I just shot my grandma in her head. I'm gonna go shoot up a new elementary school
Whoa.
right now. Cool. She'd actually end up deleting that cool and replacing it with I just saw the news because she was scared she'd get in trouble for not reporting the messages. But
Why? That's the thing, though. I get you're like young, and like maybe you've known this guy for a while, and maybe he's always been a little edgy, but like you gotta at least be like, hey, like, this guy just told me he was gonna shoot up a school, and mind you, this guy is sending like gun receipts to people and shit like that. You know, maybe she didn't know that, right? But like, or he didn't know that. But I would have been like, what the fuck?
honestly, I don't blame her for not taking this guy seriously. He was
Right. I mean, like, that too, but it's just like, I would, with the weird shit this guy's been saying and doing, I would be a little, like, alarmed at least.
such an edgelord who constantly says stuff like this for attention. And she was 15. Also, her response
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of funny, I can't lie. Of course, the last person he texted was a 15-year-old girl. So, by now, I think I've totally
Bruh.
destroyed the perception he wanted of being an evil, psychopathic badass. He was just an edgelord, and everyone around him was just so sick of his shit. Now, on to
But he wanted to be Sasuke so bad.
the next example. Samantha Rupno, the perpetrator of the
Oh.
Abundant Life Christian school shooting on December 16th,
Oh,
2024.
I think I've heard about this shit. I think she heard about this shit. I think I heard about this shit.
She would bring 2 of her father's guns to school. She would head in
Oh my gosh. As a parent, bro, if you own guns, bro, you gotta put that shit in like a safe. You gotta get one of those like locks and shit that you could put in the gun so people can't cock it and all that shit, bro. Like, bro, you can't do that, bro. If you live by yourself, that's one thing. But if you have kids and that kind of shit, you gotta lock that shit up, bro. You gotta get a gun safe, bro.
to a bathroom and post a picture of her on the toilet doing the OK hand gesture, as well as a link to her
Oh my gosh, she's wearing all black and wearing boots. What the fuck, bro?
manifesto on Twitter. She would then shoot and kill a student and a teacher before taking her own life. So, remember
Yeah,
how
I
I
think-
said she posted a link to her manifesto? She forgot to make it public. She forgot to make her manifesto public. It was a Google Docs link, and if you clicked on it, it would ask you to request access. And obviously, she wasn't able to give you access. The only reason why we even have the
What?
manifesto is because some Twitter investigator messaged her internet boyfriend and got him to screen record it. Speaking of her internet boyfriend, after the shooting, he'd make a series of tweets blaming society for Samantha's shooting. Make her feel isolated. Make her do this. You are all horrible people. Every
Oh my gosh, shut your bitch ass up. She ain't fucking you, nigga.
single one of you. If
Oh
you
my
ignored
fucking
people
God,
picking on
bro.
her, it's your fault. If you weren't nice to her, it's your fault. Oh, and especially her fucking father. Lock that piece of shit up.
Oh
Fucking
my
I did.
God.
As soon as public photos of Samantha got released, many
The only bad thing I would have said the father would done is he should have, like, I get it. Maybe you have a kid and like, oh, just in case someone breaks in and I'm not home. That I get that shit, but like, gang, you should just not be allowed to just let your kids get your gun like that, regardless, bruh.
people would assume she was trans. Her boyfriend would spend much of the few days after the shooting telling people she wasn't trans and was indeed a biological female. After every shooting, 2 things are guaranteed.
Yeah, this was that shooting I heard. So apparently, people were saying like, oh, she was trans to like push propaganda to like shit on like the LGBTQ and that kind of shit. You fucking losers. Like, you know what I mean? Because they think that, oh, it's all these school shooters, they're all transgenders and they're all insane. It was one of those things. And she wasn't even trans the whole time. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like, regardless if she was or not, it doesn't fucking matter. The one thing all these school shooters have in common is they're all neo-Nazis. That's what they
People will say
are.
the shooter was transgender or Sam Hyde, sometimes both. Her boyfriend would end up claiming that the released pictures of Samantha were edited to make her appear uglier. He'd post this supposedly unedited photo of her. His girlfriend shot up a school, and he's concerned about people thinking she was ugly. He was more concerned about having an ugly girlfriend than having a school shooter girlfriend. And this has to be the worst way to find out your girlfriend was catfishing you. She obviously put her photos into an AI to make herself appear prettier, which is honestly really sad. This unedited photo is clearly edited. Taking a look at her manifesto, it's a total nonsense.
Bro, she looks the same in both picture. Revolution and population. Revolution should be well, the population should be well, but it's not and never will be. I want to change that. The population of scum that has worked over the years as it did during the wars, fighting over what should be right and wrong. The sick people will dissolve into the dust to be forgotten about. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, there was a hard R in there, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That was the YouTube video. That was the YouTube video, bro.
She constantly refers to a revolution. You're not Lenin. You're a school shooter. She said she got the guns from
He
her
said you're not Lennon.
own father's stupidity, that he's abusive, and she was thinking of ending her own life, but she decided to kill people at her school because it would be better for evolution? I think she meant to say revolution here. To give you an idea of how poorly written it is, it begins with hatred, something everyone has gotten. In a sense, some people think it's pure nothing, but because of the hate they make, it ends up killing them without knowing it, which go right ahead. I don't mind, but kinda do at the same time. You are just simply nothing but scum to this world, or to even think about. Nobody should want you or your body in any way.
This is the same person that killed 2 people and then shot herself. You have no right to talk about You're the scum yourself, bro.
I
Like,
have no idea what this means. Like,
like,
seriously, what is she trying to say here?
I don't
But with
know.
that being said, I wouldn't say she actually did this attack for attention. I think it certainly played a part, but she did it more so because of the hatred she had for people and her intense depression. The only reason I'm including her in this video is so the next two make sense. Solomon Henderson and Desmond
This is the guy I was talking about. Or I don't think I talked about him, but this guy right here, school shooter, mass shooter. In his manifesto and all that shit, he's a neo-Nazi. He's straight up a neo-Nazi. He's a self-hating black person. You know what I'm saying? He literally has said himself he hates the fact that he's black. Like, he said that himself, which is crazy, bro. Love yourself, gang. Bro, like, I don't get it, bro. I don't.
I couple these two together and I dub them the simp duo. The reason for this being, they both had a crush on Samantha. Let's start with Solomon, the perpetrator of the Antioch High School shooting. On January 22nd, 2025, he would post the manifesto, as well as his diary, online. Before shooting and killing a fellow student, he would then take his own life. He attempted to livestream the shooting, but thankfully, his cellular data was so bad, the livestream kept cutting out, nothing graphic was shown. His plan was to kill at least 10, so he would have killed more than Audrey Hale, the 2023 Nashville shooter. The reason for this being, he didn't want a transgender having killed more people than him. Originally,
Gang, she wasn't even fucking
he
transgender.
had planned to wait until his 18th birthday, so he could buy better weapons and equipment for his massacre. But he began to get insanely paranoid he'd be arrested before his shooting. This is partially because of his habit of downloading, Club Penguin videos.
It's always, bro, I'm telling you, these people, they fall into this alt-right pipeline, and then they develop this self-hating ideology to the point where they hate the rest of the world, and they have this, like, victim mentality, bro. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Which got him a visit from the police. I'm not joking. A few months before the shooting, he brought a box cutter to school and threatened another student. This got him in legal trouble, and the day of the shooting, he had a court hearing, which determined he'd be unable to purchase firearms when he became an adult. Now, you really wouldn't expect this guy to be talked about still, a year and something later. He was a loser, pedophile that failed in nearly every possible way. But I still see people talking about him and making edits of him, like, a lot. So why is
No, come on, bro.
that? Well, he did a variety of attention-seeking tactics. The first one was making a manifesto. I can't even say the name of it without getting
The West has fallen.
banned from YouTube. I don't think there's a single page in it without a slur. The entire thing is basically just a self-hating black guy hating himself
Yeah, it's literally a black guy that just hates himself,
for
bro.
50 pages.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Dead to the current state of the West. This book is dedicated to accelerationism and violence. Dead to all. What, I don't even want to read that. I don't even know what that means. This book is dedicated to the world by the and everything. This book is dedicated to the death of one of the enemies. Death to look. Here's my thing. I want to explain to you guys something. The people who push the genocide in Gaza, they are not truly, like, they're not actually religious, dumbass. They do it because they're warmongers, because they're psychopaths. It has nothing to do with their religion. They use the Jewish religion as a scapegoat. So to hate on Jews because like, bro, shut the like, it's so stupid, bro.
Interspersed with unfunny soy jack party memes. He calls Samantha a saintess and reveals she actually followed him on Twitter. Apparently, he told Samantha to record her attack, which got her internet boyfriend really mad at him, making a few tweets about how horrible he was for saying
Oh my fucking god, bro. I want to see this dude in real life. bro.
that to her. This part in his manifesto is pretty
Yo!
fucked, trying to corner my
Yo,
Princeton
yo. I'm telling y'all, bro.
parents'
No,
manifesto.
no.
In one of the questions, he name drops a bunch of famous people, hoping they'll mention
Blur out that shit, bruh.
him. Is there a particular groups or people that radicalize
You know, most Candace Owens, Ethan, Nick Fuentes, Turkey, Tom, Roman, Mr. Beast. How the fuck does Mr. Beast radicalize you? Or Hassan? I mean, I can, you know, like, a lot of the people who would radicalize you the most would be Nick Fuentes and iDubbbz. And, you know, like, I don't know some of these other people. Like, I don't, like, sometimes I tune into Hassan, But I'm not sitting here thinking like I'm radicalized by Hassan. No, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like it's like I agree to disagree with the nigga. I agree with him on a lot of things. I don't agree with him on some things, but you know, most other things I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Like, right? Like, how the fuck does Candace Owens radicalize you? I mean, she is also a self-hating black woman. I mean, she, you know what I mean. She's a conservative woman. That kind of shit. But
you the most. Candace Owens, Ethan Routh, Nick Fuentes, Turkey Tom, Ruben Sim, Mr. Beast, Cobson Talks, Wayne Lampright, iDubbbz, Destiny, Hassan Parker. Now, to anyone that's not stupid, this was obviously a ploy for attention. But sadly,
right,
there are a lot of stupid people who took this seriously. His plan worked. Just recently, a leftist YouTuber made an entire video blaming Turkey Tom for the shooting. If you're
it's not Hassan or Turkey Tom or any of those people's fault for shooting up a fucking school gang. Yes, some of them, like Nick Fuentes, him pushing his ideology back then, like, you could say, well, he pushes his far right ideology and that kind of shit. But Nick Fuentes is a fucking grifter, gang. Like, people don't actually take him serious.
that chronically online, you believe Turkey Tom has a kill count,
Turkey
you need to
Tom
log
is
off. Now, onto his
crazy.
journal. Most of it consists of art of various killers, and venting about his personal life, like his abusive mother. There's also an ungodly amount of pictures of him. I seriously believe he's the school shooter with the most pictures, and almost all of them are so edgy, posing with guns, wearing a
Bro, what are we doing, bro? What is this shirt, bro?
Burzum or Negative XP shirt, cosplaying different shooters, pulling up shitty memes on his phone and showing the camera.
Cobson will
Oh, he has brain rot. He's brain rotted.
always be a joke. Cobson,
Memes on his phone and showing the camera.
Cobson will always be a joke. Cobson will always be a joke.
Obviously, he knew people would find these funny or memeable and post them online. I hate that his plan worked. I hate whenever I see him on my feed. He claimed in his
Well, a lot of the people who probably thought it was funny and shit like that, they're probably just little ass edgy kids, bro. And then they grew up a little older and they're like, oh wait, this nigga's actually kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like
manifesto, he wasn't seeking it.
like no adult is sitting here watching this fucking, especially if you believe in Nazi ideology and shit like that. From a black guy, like they're not gonna take the dude seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so weird. This whole alt-right pipeline is so disturbing, bro.
Attention, but obviously he was. You don't have an entire manifesto, diary, and post that many pictures of yourself when you don't want attention. Here's a personal anecdote of how pathetic this guy was. While I was reading through his journal, I noticed he called someone a groomer, and this someone had the exact same username as one of my friends. So I ended up messaging my friend, asking if it was just a coincidence or if it was really him he was talking about. He told me it was indeed him. It turns out Solomon would obsessively message him trying to be friends, but my friend would just ignore him because he thought he was really unfunny and annoying. Solomon got mad about this and put him in his journal as a way to get back at him. I asked my friend why he never told me this, and he said to me, well, I just didn't think it was that important, which is just brutal. He didn't find him important enough to mention that to me in the past year. We're gonna end off this video with someone you probably never heard of. Desmond Hawley, the 16-year-old perpetrator of the 2025 Evergreen High School shooting. On September 10th, 2025, he would shoot 2 students before ending
Hold on. What is this? Bro, what?
his own life. The students would survive, but in critical condition. 2 minutes later, Charlie Kirk would be assassinated. These 2 events are totally unrelated. It's just one totally overshadowed the other. I had no idea this even happened until doing research for this video. Before doing the shooting, he'd take a few edgy pictures of himself with the revolver he'd use. During the shooting, he'd wear a recreation of Dylan Klebold's Wrath shirt, a
Bro, go back.
revolver
He also has some anime girl on his revolver. I don't know who she is, though. Bro, what?
use. During the shooting, he'd wear a recreation of Dylan Klebold's Wrath shirt, a copy of a copy of a copy. Anyways, that's all for today's video. If you liked it, please become my slave for $5.
Okay. Anyways, well, that's the end of that video and this reaction. I don't know, bro. These people are just weird, bro. That's like the best way I can describe it, bro. I mean, like shooting up schools and trying to get attention by doing that, like you gotta be the worst kind of loser to be doing some shit like that. But like, I don't know, man. These people, they fall into. I think the culprit to all these shootings just comes down to the negative culture that has been being pushed. You know what I'm saying? And people not really like, you know, like people like who fall into these ideologies and in this radicalization like this, bro. Like you gotta get ostracized. You need to be separate from society. You need to be put in prison. You need to be sent to a re-education camp. Genuinely. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man. I love y'all, man. Peace.